chance. Okay, so I'm going to start recording this. Again, this is our 8th grade Module 3 live lesson DBA, and we are also going to talk about the exam review. Okay, so I'm glad you're here. Have your narrative out, and any questions before we get started? Nope. All right, let's rock and roll. I will honor your time. I know that it is super busy time of year for everyone. So let's get started with Module 3, your narrative. So what are the 3 things you need in an introduction for your narrative? Remember, Module 3 is speaking about narratives, not essays. So what are the 3 things you need for an introduction in your narrative? And there are a bunch of us in here, so I should have a lot of people participating. Thank you guys for coming. I love seeing you all. Okay. Good. Hook, character setting, introduction to characters, 100+ words. Awesome. Good job, guys. Characters, I like it. So let's look into it a little bit more. This is according to the lesson. Description of the setting. So yay, thumbs up. Description of the setting. Introduction to main characters. Awesome. Hook your reader with a vivid description or an interesting quote. And 8th grade, you can also use an outlandish fact, and it needs to be 100 words. Okay. Interesting quote. I don't really want you to do that, guys. I want you to do a vivid description or something interesting. Okay, do a vivid description, get dialogue. What you want to do is hook your reader into the story. Okay, when I start reading, I should be interested. I should care about your characters. In order to make me care about your characters, you need to put dialogue and setting in there. If I'm breaking in and out, you might want to log off and log back in. Give me a thumbs up if you, give me a smiley face if you can hear me and see me okay. Smiley face if you can hear and see me okay. Awesome. What I've learned is that if you are having problems hearing and seeing me, it could be your internet connection. So log out and log back in. Okay. Yes, there is a little bit of a delay. Okay. So my lips might be moving and you might not hear me. There could be a little bit of a delay. But if you're having real trouble hearing and seeing me and everybody else is good, then log out and log back in. I know that you're doing your best and you're participating, okay? Daisy, this is 8th grade. 7th grade is at 11. Okay, good. For other people, it's clear. Okay. So again, what we are being told is that it can be based on your internet connection. Okay, but let me know if all of a sudden everybody can't hear me or can't see me. Please go ahead and let me know. Okay, that's fine, Kira. You can just hang out. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are good with your introduction. Thumbs up if you are good with your introduction. Okay, so now who wants to be brave enough to share their introduction? You don't have to share all of it. Nope. Okay, you don't have to say nope. If you want to share your introduction, you can put it in. If not, that's okay. Faith, if you didn't do it yet, you probably still need to go on GenBook for a DBA, because you should be here for your DBA if you have completed the facts, if you've completed the assignments. Gabriel, yeah. Yours is long. Alana, let's see. Oh, I like how Elena started with dialogue. Good description. Awesome. Elena, good example, good description, good dialogue. Sydney, I like your description in it, but remember this should be 3rd person, so you're not writing in 1st person as you're the character. This is 3rd person, so you are writing as a 3rd person point of view. So using she, her, and the characters. So Sydney, it's well written. Just switch it to 3rd person. Good, Justin. Justin started with dialogue too. And you know what I really like, and I think I saw it in both of them. It's hard because I'm scrolling. I like that you wrote the dialogue the right way. So Justin, awesome. You wrote the dialogue the right way. And remember, every time a new character speaks, you start a new paragraph or dialogue. So good job. Faith, you can stay. There's no problem with you staying, honey. It might help you with the writing. Just know that you'll still have to do a Gen Book appointment for the DBA, okay? No problem. Jamie, good description. Awesome. Good, guys. All right, fantastic. I like the examples I saw. Just remember it needs to be in third person and start either with setting or dialogue. And remember to write the dialogue correctly. Sorry, I forgot to turn off my work phone. So we shared our introductions. And Niobe, you can type the question in. I'll keep talking and then I'll come back to it. Okay, sweetie? So your body of your narrative, and remember there are quite a few of us in here, so I want everybody to participate. What should the body of your narrative contain? So what should the body? Hold on, Claire. I'm reading. It said that it is not normal, but you can write in first person. Would you ever have it? Okay. I thought according to the rubric, I'm going to look at it right now, that it had to be third person. Let me check while you guys are doing that, okay? Let me look. I might be wrong. It's happened. Let me look. Now, you know what? You are exactly right, Claire. My mistake. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. 6th and 7th grade has to be third person. But according to the rubric for 8th grade, you say, I clearly chose a narrator for my story and maintain that point of view in the introduction. So you could do first person as long as you're writing from that character's point of view for the whole time. Okay, so you can do first or third. So Claire, thank you. Good job. Thumbs up for bringing that to my attention. I apologize, okay? So you can do first or third as long as you're keeping it throughout the whole thing. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. All right. Niobe, yes, if you're writing only in Kate's POV, Kate's point of view, you only know her emotions. Yes, you can start with your characters, but you have to maintain the point of view of that character for the whole thing. Okay, so if you are only writing in Kate's POV, point of view, then the only thing you know is what Kate feels and sees. Okay, other characters can talk, but you're writing how she's feeling and seeing. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so now let's look at the body of the narrative. It should contain a climax, facts, rising action. Good, let's see. You need to include rising action, 2 events of rising action, okay? Make sure you have 2 and the climax. Sensory language to make your story vivid. This is where I see some room for improvement as I'm going through and grading. Make sure that you're using your sensory language. So that's using those 5 senses to make your story vivid. Because that is what pulls in the reader and helps them really feel like they're part of the story, is if you're using your sensory language. And then your dialogue makes your characters more realistic and advance the story. The purpose of dialogue, and I know that we've talked about this before, is to move the plot of the story forward and to let us know more about the characters, okay? So it's important that you have dialogue and that you're writing that dialogue properly. Right? If you're confused on dialogue, there was a live lesson that we did last week. The recording is on your pace chart. We talk about dialogue there. Okay? And then it has to be 300 words or more. All right. Questions? Thumbs up if you're good. Thumbs up if you're good. Claire, there's not a limit for length, but please don't give me a whole novel. I have a lot to grade, okay? So yes, you can go beyond the 300 words. Gabriel, yes, you did. But please don't give me a novel, okay? Because unfortunately, I do have a lot of students, so I can't spend the time on it, okay? Awesome. And if you really like writing, we do offer a creative writing class, okay? So if you like to write, remember you can take creative writing as a elective. I don't teach it, but it's a great course, okay? I know. All right. So let's move on to our conclusion. So what do you need in a conclusion? Everybody needs to be typing in their chat boxes and telling me what you need in a conclusion. Good job. Come on, guys. Good. Yay. Okay, so what you need is a resolution that shows how the conflict is resolved. Okay, most of you do that. You have a resolution, you show how the conflict is resolved in the story, so you're doing awesome with that. This is the part where I end up taking off points grade-wise, is a reflection that shows what the character thinks or feels and how the character has changed. Now, this is not a paragraph that you just throw on. This should be a natural part of your story where the character, whether you're writing in first, second, or third person, where the character reflects and you show how the character has grown and changed as a result of your narrative, okay? So, a reflection where you are showing within your story how the character thinks and feels and how they have changed as a result of your narrative, okay? So please, please, please make sure that you have the resolution and reflection and at least 100 words. Guys, don't stress out about word count if you're going over it. It's okay. All right? But don't give me 50 words, okay? Because it is part of the rubric where you have to have at least 100 words. Questions. Smiley faces if you're good. Smiley faces if you're good. Because there are only 2 weeks left. Yay! Okay, here's your extra bonus question. What is the last day to turn in all your work for all of your classes? What is the last day? December 19th at 4 p.m. Okay, it's not a Friday, it's a Tuesday. So make sure that you have that done, you guys. Honestly, I think that you should be done by next Friday, the 15th. Okay, I would appreciate it if you are, but December 19th is a Tuesday at 4 o'clock, okay? What you should be doing is finishing Module 3 up this week and then doing your segment exams next week, and we're going to talk about that. So now for 3.10. What you've done is you've finished your narrative and you've made sure you've gone back and you've made sure you have everything that you need. You've looked at my grade comments, okay? You fixed your introduction. You have good body of the narrative and a good conclusion with a rough reflection and resolution. Now for 8th grade, this is what you need to do for 3.10. Of course, you still need to go and read 3.10, but this is what the directions are for the assignment. Read your narrative aloud. Revise to improve word choice, word count, spelling, grammar, punctuation, and narrative flow. Reflect on your writing, polish as needed. Finish the final draft of your narrative. Be sure to include all sections. Okay? So you are turning into me the final draft of your narrative. And that's what you turn in for 3.10. Okay? Questions? No, okay. Some other people have to turn in, different grades have to do different things. So if you have siblings in different grades, make sure you're focusing on what you're doing. And this is all you need to do for 3.10. Gabriel, just take a look at it, okay? So Ethan, this is right from the assignment, kiddo, for 8th grade. So what I did for this is I went to 3.10 and I just copy and pasted the assignment. So you'll need to read it aloud, revise it, and turn it in. So 3.10, you're turning in the final draft of your narrative. All right, if you have questions, you can hang out. Don't leave yet, guys, because there's more to do. Okay, so segment exam. 3.10 is the DBA, no, 3.09 is the DBA. So don't leave yet because we're not done. Okay, if you have questions on the narrative, I want you to sit with me through the review of the segment exam. It won't be long, and then you can ask questions. Don't leave yet, you guys, because I want to take a few more minutes and talk about the segment exam. Because when you finish and turn in 3.10, so 3.10 is the final revised narrative, 3.09 is the DBA, 3.10 is the final narrative. After that, what you have left is your segment exam. So some of you have not taken online classes before through Lee Virtual, so I want to go through it. You have, it's okay, Gabriel, just hang out. You have two things you have two segment exams. So for your segment exams, there's two. Part 1, segment exam part 1, is multiple choice and short response. Segment exam part 2 is writing. You will get a choice and you will follow the directions. For part 2, you want to make sure you pay special attention to module 2, which was the informational essay, and module 3, which was the narrative. The most important thing that I can tell you when it comes to the segment exams is please read and follow the directions. I have had some students in the past that will write the wrong thing for part 2 and they won't pass. So if you are reading for part 2, and there can be a couple of different versions, if part 2 asks you to just write the introduction, just write the introduction. If they ask you to write a narrative, write the narrative. Please make sure that you follow directions, especially for part 2. Okay? You get a choice for part 2, the writing. It can be different choices, but you should make sure that you are comfortable and know both about module 2 and module 3. Okay. So what I also did last night for you guys is look at your pace charts. So everybody go to their pace chart right now for language arts, because I added study guides for each module. So on your computer, open up another tab and go to your pace chart for language arts. Don't go to the saved one, go to the one that the live one that you linked to. All right, you will see as you scroll down under this week that I have added module 1 review, module 2 review, and module 3 review. That's fine, Gabe, I figured. Paige, you don't use your essays, kiddo. You're given a new topic for part 2, and you just need to be comfortable either writing a narrative or informational essay. Okay, but remember, you might not be asked to write the entire essay or the entire narrative. You might have to write parts of it. Part 2 for your segment exam is writing. So part 2 is writing. You will need to read and follow the directions on the segment exam. Okay, is everyone on their pace chart? I see 15 people on their pace chart. There's like 28 of you in here. So everybody go to the pace chart for language arts, and you will see under this week, week 14, I put the 3 module reviews. How do you get to your pace chart, Lauren? Through the homepage. Okay, I can see I got 17 on it now. All right. You will see Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3 review. That's something, thanks, Gabriel. That's something that you should look at to help you review, okay? It's the DBA questions. It's what you need to study for the multiple choice short response for part 1 and part 2 of the module exam, the segment exams, okay? Now, they can be tricky, and this is why I'm telling you guys that I really need you to take your time. Don't rush through this exam. There's reading comprehension, so you might have to read a passage and then apply some of the things that we've learned to answering the question, all right? So set a time aside where you have an hour for each, at least, and you have quiet time and you're focused. So important that you're sitting somewhere without distractions. You're not tired, you're not sleepy. You're ready to sit down and do your best on the segment exams, okay? Someone asked me about what percentage they're worth. So let me look. I think they're worth like 200 points. But I will tell you exactly. Give me just a minute. They are out of 268 points. Okay, so 268 points. Don't freak out, you guys. Yes, Gabe, that's exactly what I'm saying. All right, you guys, you can handle this, but I don't want you to go into it without studying. And I don't want you to do it in 2 minutes and be done with it. Okay? There's no retakes on segment exams. So just like module exams, there are absolutely no retakes on segment exams. I don't know, you need to pass. Yeah, it's not that bad. Sydney, I am not telling you this to stress you out, okay? I want you to be prepared. I am not telling you this to stress you out. But I want you to go into it confident. So look over the study guides, okay? And take your time and do your best. I have faith that you guys will do well, okay? I do. I have total faith that you will do well. I just want you to be prepared. All right? So don't stress out. Do your best. It's very similar to the module exams, but we haven't had one since module 1. Okay? So take your time, do your best, but you do need to study, okay? Prepare. Okay, prepare, you guys. It will be fine. Jamie, it varies. Okay. Let's do next Friday, Sydney. Good question. No, not this week. I'm reviewing it this week because you're all here for the live lesson. And there are some people who want to get done, and this might be the only class that they have left. So I want to give them the tools that they need. So if people want to finish over the weekend or this week and be done with language arts and take the segment exams, that's totally fine. But I would like them to be done by next Friday, okay? Yeah, Gabe, we'll talk about it. You're good. All right. So next, see the pace charts? Thanks for joining the live DBA. Go to 3.10, actually I think it's 3.09, and write a 2-sentence summary of what you learned from the DBA. And then I also want you to fill out this for my attendance. 1 minute. This way you can get credit for your DBA. Go do this quick little Google form that I put in the chat box. That will give you credit for attending and doing the DBA. Please make sure you answer the questions. It's 3. Revise your narrative and turn it in for 3.10. Segment exam part 1 and part 2 passwords will be included in the DBA. Okay, so in the DBA, oh, it says that you need permission. Hold on, let me look at it. Give me just a minute, guys. Hold on. Try it now. See if you can get there now, guys.